Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you another makeup look using the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe Volume No. 2 palette. In my previous 3 videos, I used the same palette, but those videos were more of a colorful look. So for today, I wanted to play more with the neutral shades in the palette. And this is the look that I made. Before I go in with any eyeshadow, I'm first gonna prime my eyelids. I'm gonna use the MAC Cosmetics Paint Pot in the color Soft Ochre, and to apply this I'm using my favorite Sigma Beauty P84 brush, which I really like to use to apply the primer. So I'm applying this all over the eyelid, and this is gonna hide all the redness, and this is gonna make sure that the eyeshadow is gonna stay in place all day. Now some people ask, like, do you set the eyeshadow primer with some kind of powder? I actually don't. I used to do this always, but for some reason I stopped doing it, and I really don't have a reason for that, but I just stopped doing it and I don't set the primer. But I do notice, like, when I do apply the primer, I have to be very quickly with applying the eyeshadows on top, because when I don't set the primer, it is going to crease. So that's something I did notice. Now I started with using that light color underneath the brow bone because I really like to have a light brown highlight. And then now I'm taking this shade, which is called Perfectionist, with a tiny blending brush, and I'm gonna start blending this in my crease area. Now I'm not going to follow my natural crease. I'm going to drag it up a bit higher towards my eyebrow. And I've done a few videos like this before. I actually did a very similar video a really long time ago. If you haven't seen that one yet, I will make sure to link it down in the description bar. Because in that video I used a different palette, but it's kind of the same sort of eye look. I really like to create those deep set crease kind of looks. I just feel like they look really beautiful. They just have something different than other eye looks when you create a sort of a different type of crease. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm sure you guys know what I mean. Like, the crease line is a bit higher, and I feel like it changes the whole shape of your eyelid, which I think is so cool, and it just looks really pretty in my opinion. So I just keep blending the shade in my crease. This is kind of going to be the transition of all the colors I'm going to apply later on. This is the shade which is going to make it more easier to blend out all the other darker shades, which I'm going to apply after this. So definitely start with a lighter color first, because this is going to make all the blending so much more easier. So now next I'm going to take this color, which is a little bit more darker. It has a bit of a reddish orangey undertone. It's really beautiful. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to blend it on that crease shadowy effect that we just made, just applying it on top of it. And darkening it up slowly by time. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy that I also do like more of a neutral look using the palette, because when you look at the new Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, like, you see so many colors, so maybe it's a bit overwhelming, and maybe you don't know what to do with it when you want to use it for a regular base as well. So in this video I'm showing you more of a, even though it's quite a dramatic look, but it's more with like the neutral tones in the palette. And also I have a video going up tomorrow, which is gonna be a way more neutral look, using also the neutral shades, but it's gonna be more like a natural and easier look than the one I'm showing you in this video. But I just want to show you like different options on what you can do. So I used a mixture of those two colors on a tiny blending brush, doing the same thing once again, blending it on top of the previous eyeshadow to slowly darken it up. And again, if there's any eye look you want me to do with this palette, definitely let me know. I have now done 2 colorful looks, which one of them is a cut crease. I have also done more of a smoky colorful look. Then this is more of a cut crease, kind of bridal inspired eye look, I would say. And then for my next video I have a very easy everyday eye look coming up. So if there's anything else you guys want to see, let me know in the comments. I feel like I've kind of give you guys everything. Like, I think all the looks I've done so far and the one that is going up tomorrow, they're all very different. So I think I've already gave you guys like many options, but I really enjoy playing with this palette. So if you guys don't mind and want me to do even more videos, definitely let me know. I have a few in mind, but of course I would love to know what you guys want to see. I noticed that every time I upload more of a colorful look, not a lot of people watch my videos. So this is not super motivating for me to upload those videos, because obviously this is my work. So I'm kind of like I'm kind of counting on my videos to do well, and if they don't, I don't do those kind of videos anymore because they don't perform well on my channel. Obviously, there's gonna be a small percentage of people that do really like those videos and they do watch them. So for me to not do those videos kind of feels rude to those people that are interested, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, when I do like a video and I put like a lot of effort in a video and not a lot of people watch them, it's just kind of demotivating, if you know what I mean. So I prefer to do more videos that the overall people are more into, but it's kind of difficult because I don't want to disappoint the people that are into very colorful looks. So it's kind of hard for me, like what do I do with this? If you guys have any feedback on how to please everyone, let me know, even though I know that's kind of impossible to do. But yeah, any feedback is welcome. So now I went in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and I'm gonna kind of apply it on the places where I haven't applied eyeshadow, and also underneath the crease effect we made to make the line a bit sharper. And this is kind of tricky, like when you do this, you want to make sure that you don't apply too much concealer on your brush because you don't want it to look too harsh, because you still want like kind of a soft effect in the crease area. And if you go in with too much concealer, it's just gonna look really packed on, really harsh. So make sure you have like a very tiny amount. You just want to kind of smudge it out, and you kind of have to do this eye look in order to kind of notice like, oh yeah, it's better to use like less product. It's gonna work more easier, because I really like the soft effect. But of course, if you like more of a sharper under crease area, like more of a cut crease, you definitely can do that as well. You don't have to do the same thing as I do, but for me personally, for this look, I prefer it to look a little bit more soft. So now I went in with a light color again, which I used at the beginning as well to highlight underneath the brow bone. And now I took a E25 brush from Sigma Beauty and I'm gonna pack on the eyeshadow on the eyelid. Now the reason why I'm not using more of a, like, how do you call it? Like normally I use the MAC 242 brush, which is gonna apply it more precisely, but I actually wanted to apply a bit more soft, so that's why I'm using this blending brush. So it's not gonna look like really packed on, but more really soft and kind of blended into the dark shades in the crease. It's kind of hard to explain for me in English, but hopefully you know what I mean, and hopefully by seeing me doing it, it kind of makes sense. But I really like using that brush. So now I went back in with the 242 brush from MAC, which I was just talking about. And for the brow area, I actually really like this brush because you want to work precise underneath the brow, or else like the product will get in your brow hairs, which I don't want. So I went back in with a little bit of the black eyeshadow just to intensify the crease. I wasn't really sure if I messed it up right now, but I just felt like some darkness was missing. And then I went back in with a clean brush, or with maybe had a little bit left of the other previous brown colors, and smudging out the edges. I just felt like something was missing. I wanted it to be a little bit darker, so I just went in with a tiny amount of that black eyeshadow and then blended it out. Now for my eyeliner, I'm gonna take the Maybelline gel eyeliner, which is my favorite drugstore gel eyeliner, and I'm gonna create a very bold wing liner, which I feel like makes this whole eye look for what it is. I just feel like you kind of have to wear a wing liner with this look. I just feel like it looks so good together. But of course, if you don't want to, you can also do a simple line above the lash line only. Then now, after applying the wing liner, I'm gonna use a little bit of concealer with a concealer brush from Dose of Colors, and I'm gonna apply the concealer underneath the wing liner because you could see that there was like lot of the brown eyeshadow underneath the wing liner, and I just want the area underneath the wing liner to look really clean. This is also going to make the wing liner look more sharp and clean, which I really like with this eye look. Then now for the lower lash line, I'm going back in with the first color we blended into the crease, which is the shade Perfection. And I'm going to start blending this underneath the lower lash line as well. I kind of want to create the same transition underneath the lower lash line as I have created in the crease. So kind of going in with the same colors. So I'm just going to sweep my brush back and forth to make sure that this shade is all the way and really looking blended out. When I do this step, I always make sure to blend it a little bit lower, because when I go in with the next shade, I want this shade to kind of peek right underneath it. So I make sure to go a little bit lower, and then when I go in with the next shade, I focus more like right above it, so you kind of can see the transition from light to dark. Then next, I'm taking this black color and I'm taking a Sigma Beauty flat diviner brush, and I'm gonna press it right underneath the lower lash line. Not all the way to the inner corner, kind of halfway to like the middle part of my eyeball. And I do this because you see I created quite of a bold wing liner, so I want to connect it with black eyeshadow to just connect the lower lash line with the wing liner, so there's not like a gap in between. And then I went in with this shade and I'm gonna blend it right underneath the black eyeshadow to make sure that the transition from black towards the color Perfection looks more blended out. You definitely want to use like a color in between. If you would keep it this way, you just see very clearly that I packed on the black eyeshadow, and we want all the shades that we use to look really blended into each other. Then now once again, I'm going back in with the color Certified, which is the same color as we used on the lid and underneath the brow bone. And I'm gonna pop a little bit more of that in the inner corner of my eye. I feel like this definitely makes a difference. It kind of connects the inner corner of the eyelid with the inner corner, like underneath the lower lash line, which I think looks really beautiful. It just gives you that pop of light in the inner corner, which I have already said. But I hope you know what I mean. I feel like this definitely just makes the whole eye look complete. Then now for my one line, I took a pencil from Suiva. This is in the shade Carnot. It's like a really beautiful neutral color, which suits really well with the color we used on the eyelids. Then now I'm curling my lashes before I go in with any mascara. I don't show this in every video, but I always do that before applying mascara. And then I went in with my favorite, which is the Rollerless mascara from Benefit. And I'm going to use this on the upper lashes and on the lower lashes. Now last but not least, I'm gonna apply some fake lashes. I'm using lashes from my own lash company, Anytude. This is the style Wary. Such a beautiful lash style. I also used those lashes in my previous videos, and I think they just really suit well with this eye look. And yeah, that also makes the end of the video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. This is really helpful for my YouTube channel. And like I said earlier, like if you have any recommendations, or is that the right word? Any requests for like my next video, for what kind of looks you want to see, definitely let me know. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.